Happy Feast Day!
Happy Feast Day.
Oh, you can do better than that. Happy Feast Day!
Happy Feast Day.
Oh, my sisters and brothers, as you know, we are celebrating today the Immaculate Heart of Mary here at Immaculate Heart of Mary Mission. You know, Immaculate Heart of Mary, the memorial, always falls on a Saturday. It always falls the day after we celebrate the Sacred Heart of Jesus. We always celebrate the Immaculate Heart of Mary on the Saturday following the second Sunday following Pentecost. I'm sorry, did you know a lawyer had to write that rule? Oh, my sisters and brothers. And of course, the other part of that is that the Roman Missal tells us that when during ordinary time, and we're in ordinary time, even though we're wearing white, in ordinary time, when the patronal feast of a place falls during the week, it can get moved to the nearest Sunday, and lo and behold, today is the nearest Sunday. So instead of, as we did in Bethany and in Princeton, celebrate the 11th Sunday of ordinary time, we are celebrating the Immaculate Heart of Mary. We are celebrating our patroness, Our Lady, who loves us through Jesus, that shows us Jesus' love through her immaculate heart, that heart that exalts in the Lord, that horn that exalted in my God. This understanding of Mary's immaculate heart is not new. It was built throughout the ages. The great medieval saints meditate on this great mystery of Our Lady's Immaculate Heart. St. Anselm of Canterbury, St. Bernard of Clairvaux, St. Gertrude the Great, St. Bridget of Sweden. And all this teaching was growing in the church. It became very acute during the time in the 1830s of St. Catherine Labouré, right, as she experienced the vision that became known as the miraculous medal. This devotion that includes meditation on both the Sacred Heart of Jesus and the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And even just fewer than 100 years later, in Fatima, in Portugal, in 1918, 106 years ago, give or take, just over 106 years ago, when Saints Francisco and Jacinta Marto and their cousin, servant of God, Lucia dos Santos, was visited by Our Lady in Fatima, and was shown her Immaculate Heart as part of the very many messages, the many visions that Our Lady, gave to these three young children in rural Portugal, near the town of Fatima. We are called, particularly in this community of believers, sisters and brothers, our little mission here, dedicated to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, to meditate on that great love that Christ gave Our Lady, and in mission, Our Lady offers to us, so that we can rejoice heartily in the Lord, who is the joy of our soul. Our Lady loving us with the love she has from her Son and offering it to us, so that having received that love in our hearts, we can cry out to God the Father, Abba. That's Hebrew, you see. That's Hebrew. It means daddy. Abba, Father. My sisters and brothers, we celebrate this great mystery of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. We celebrate this great gift that Christ gives us in his mother's immaculate heart, in a very specific way, in a very acute way, here in Immaculate Heart of Mary Mission, so that learning to love from Mary learning to love through her Immaculate Heart, we can no longer be slaves, but sons and daughters. And as sons and daughters, also heirs through God of all the good things, all the wonderful things that Christ won for us. Jesus went down with Mary and Joseph to Nazareth, and he was obedient to them. How much more, sisters and brothers, are we called to be obedient to Our Lady's Immaculate Heart? And it is in that heart that Our Lady kept all these things. That's right. And like Our Lady, we are called to keep all these mysteries, all these gifts in our hearts. Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever.